updated laws provide updated Shurima storyline. So far, we've covered the Ascended Beings, Azir, Zereth, Nasus and
Where are
Renekton,
we at?
as well as Siva, and the latest addition, Talia.
129.
So, without further ado, I present to you the lore of the next champion in this series, Skarner, the Crystal Vanguard.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
I will. Thank you very much. It's hard run. I shall enjoy.
Long before men traversed the scorched deserts of Shurima, the very sand itself shone with primal unchained magic. In a remote valley surrounded by steep cliffs and jagged rock formations, the age-old race of Bracken unearthed raw crystals from deep within the sand. Each of these noble creatures fused with a single stone, which retained their consciousness long after their death. The demise of a Bracken was a rare occurrence, as their worldly lives stretched across millennia, but even death did not signify an ending. When a creature's mortal form perished, its lifestone was buried in the valley for safekeeping until a new Bracken could uncover it.
Okay.
This practice protected the vulnerable crystals while preserving the wisdom of the ones who came before. With a finite number of stones, the young Bracken searched for the crystal meant for them, just as the consciousness within the stone beckoned to the Bracken it had chosen to inherit its magic and memories. In a sacred rite, the rock fused with crystalline flesh, imbuing the creature's mind with memories and knowledge and flooding them with primal magic. A Bracken without a crystal would not long survive, for they lacked the strength, longevity, and power instilled by the stones.
Okay.
The young creature named Skarner spent many years searching for the crystal meant for him. Afraid he would die before finding it, he grew more persistent in his search with each passing moon. Day and night he delved deep into the ground, digging in a methodical pattern that covered the entire valley and neighbouring hills with intricate spirals. Skarner had all but given up when he finally felt an ancient consciousness tugging at his mind. He burrowed down, venturing even deeper until the world's heart warmed his shell. Days passed, but the consciousness grew ever more insistent as it urged him onward. Skarner's pincers closed on a well-worn stone, and he heard the rasping whisper at the back of his mind. Though the voice was faint, he already felt intimately connected to its awareness, and he knew he had found his stone. The crystal was larger than any he had seen, and so time-worn that its glow had faded to a soft glimmer. Its surface was cracked in several places and dulled from eons buried under the ground. Skarner examined the rock with the tenderest touch, afraid of further damaging something so ancient. The dim glow within pulsed as though breathing in response to Skarner's presence. Skarner began the bonding ritual, burying himself deep underground with the crystal for weeks without sustenance. Though he ate with fatigue and his limbs atrophied in starvation, he was not afraid, for the voice within the stone comforted him. When the crystal finally fused with his body, he was overwhelmed with emotion as ancient memories and wisdom permeated his thoughts.
Okay, so it's definitely a bit different. Well, very different from what it was before. Because before it was like there were an ancient civilization of the guys who are like Skarner, and their most experienced warriors are the one who would go out to the world and explore to see that it's safe to resurrect or some shit like that. This guy is very different. First of all, like the whole they don't have the society anymore. They just absorb the crystals or some shit.
He witnessed moments of incredible joy and crushing sorrow from generations long deceased. He felt magic all around him, suffusing his body with a deep connection to the world through a low constant hum, and sensed his kind communicating in a wordless meeting of minds. When the cataclysmic forces of the Rune Wars began to devastate the world, the Bracken feared the turmoil would soon mark the end of their species. They resolved to hide in hibernation until humans wiped them.
So it's just more backstory to how they become Bracken. Got it. My bad. Continue.
Themselves out, as it seemed certain they would. Only then would it be safe to emerge from the sands once more. The crystalline scorpions buried themselves deep in the Shuriman desert with the youngest and most ferocious positioned closest to the surface, ready to awaken first and defend the others in case of danger.
Yeah.
The strength Skarner gained from his ancient life stone made him more powerful than almost all of his kin, so he was one of the
Combined.
last of his kind to enter the long slumber. They slept in peaceful isolation as centuries passed before Skarner awoke from his shallow burrow in a panic. Deafening explosions shattered the ground, targeting the bracken where they lay sleeping and stunning those closest to the surface.
Oh.
A band of robbers had discovered the dormant creatures and were prying crystals from crystalline flesh. Skarner, protected from the brunt of the attack by his crystal, erupted from the sand in a terrible frenzy of sharp pincers and poisonous stabs. Though their numbers all but overwhelmed him, he killed many of the thieves, and the rest fled in terror. Skarner was horrified to learn why he was the only one awake, and that many of his people's crystals had already been stolen.
Oh, fuck.
Skarner tried to revive his dormant companions, but the men had broken so many lifestones in their thoughtless theft that several bracken with damaged crystals died moments after Skarner woke them, while others would not wake at all. For weeks Skarner paced the sand above his sleeping brethren in sorrowful mourning. He was certain the crystals would quickly perish in the hands of men and mourn their loss too. Yet, as the sun broke over the horizon many weeks later, Skarner heard distant echoes calling in his mind. The cries were faint but rang clear over the land. These voices of the lost stones reached out to him in terror, imploring Skarner to reconnect them with their kind. Skarner hesitated, torn as to whether he should rescue the lost crystals or continue guarding the still living bracken. After weeks spent erasing all traces of the evacuation, he could not stand to hear the minds of his kin suffering at the hands of the violent humans, and resolved to set out to save the missing crystals. Skarner began the arduous task of tracking the stones, hoping no others would discover his kin beneath the sand. Though
And
his search
so
was
he joined the Institute of War to find his missing kin.
lonely, he occasionally hears a lost crystal calling to him, a feeling that brings joy and anguish in equal measure. He focuses his sorrow into unshakable determination and refuses to rest until he has recovered every last lifestone.
Okay. Let's keep going. Extended lore. Dream song. Sounds cool.
The soft skins broke our slumber of 1,000 spins. For many long ages I sensed the world's dizzying movement. Stars exploded and died above me, though I did not see them. I felt the warmth of the sun flood the sand with life. When my heart pulse slowed and I curled in the dry sand to warm my body for long sleep, I thought my time below would be lonely, that the earth would not respond to my touch. But all around me were kin. I sensed them rustling in their slumber. I listened to their silent murmurs reaching for my mind. I heard their dream songs of worlds upon worlds, a place without soft skins, without fear or pain or doubt, a place of great peace. In the sand we were all connected, we dreamed as one, not just the singers but all living things, the worms curling around smooth rock grains, the mole rats burrowing tunnels to birth their young, even a family of fair soft spiderlings who rested for a night in the deep dark.
It's disgusting.
I thought the rocks would be immobile, cold, uncaring, but they too were part of us. The stones were warm, and the deeper we burrowed, the closer we got to this world's womb fire. Each time the underground boiled in rage, I was there. Its tremors shook the sand until I sang back with my own anger. We are one. We are all. Your anger is as mine. I heard its gratitude in the rain time when wet drops soaked the sand and the earth grew fat and full. When the soft skins came, the ground knew only pain.
Soft skins.
Our songs became cries as we were torn and broken and scattered. I heard the sorrow song as the soft skins unearthed my kin. They tore crystal name stones from our bodies as we screamed louder than earth shakes and stole them away. I sang long into the many nights, sang until my heart was empty and cold, but they did not return. Today I am alone in the above place. Today the dry wind burns my skin. With every step the sand grinds against me in protest. I fight my urge to bury myself down, down to go inside the earth's deep dark. I am not apart. I am part of the one, not beyond. From far away a song of pain fear reaches me. The tone is faint, but I recognize the melody, and I send out a song of my sorrow. A note of hope rings back in my mind, clear and fine. Almost. Almost. Another set of stars whirl overhead, and again, the endlessly blinking universe stares down at me. I feel molten heavy with the weight of above. I should be down, but I am here, alone in the cold air. I have been above for 3 moons, a blink of an eye, a sliver of existence. A warming murmur passes silently underground, yet in the above place, I feel the eternity of alone. Ahead I hear soft skins. They do not sing, they shout. Their tones scratch and clash without melody or cohesion. They burn meat flesh over a false fire. Its fat smokes the air and I choke on the stench. Why would they do such a thing? The ground is plenty, plenty for all. The melody calls to me weakly, almost. The namestone is close. I must explain, the softskins do not understand. Their race is but 3 turns young. They have only begun to dig. They have barely uncoiled the beginnings of underneath. They speak, but I have not yet heard them sing. They will learn. I sing in their minds a song of the calm land, so they feel the great beauty that awaits us when we sleep. I sing for my dead kin, so they know what they stole. The softskins do not sing back. They do not
I'm sorry, but like, when you see this shit, you don't care how nice of a being it is, how it likes to sing and all that shit. I'm sure the singing is probably as horrible as it looks. It's like, you see this shit, bro? You fucking run. These teeth are meant maybe to break rock, but they're also very good at breaking bone and eating people, okay?
Seem to hear me, so my voice grows louder in their heads. I sing for our namestones, wrongfully taken. Bring them back, they are ours. You murdered one cluster already, do not deny our future also. I sing a plea. Let me carry the crystals to the deep dark so they can bind with us again. I sing to heal this tearing wound. The softskins are still shouting to each other. One of them releases a rhythmic sound. A laugh? I feel as though my body is being crushed by the air, so I burrow. I am comforted by the weight around me. How can they not see the ruin they've caused? You are heartless, you are crude. How could you sever us like this? My husk glows sky-white with rage.
I mean, it's such a sad story, but like, fuck, man.
I will not let these softskins destroy us. I hear them scream as I erupt from the sand. I summon energy from the ground and store the power in my namestone. A softskin throws a splinter blade and it hits my leg, shattering on my lucent shell. You sing only death. I too can sing this song. I release some bright energy and sharp crystal bursts from the ground, impaling flesh and crackling spines. The false fire spreads in their panic. Their crude structures of twig and hide burn through the darkness, carrying softskins into the flames. Smoke rises in an offering to the blinking stars. Softskins run from the chaos, but I am faster. I circle around them and lash out at a straggler, slicing his middle apart with my claw. I crush another underfoot. Lifeblood stains the sands. I roar in grief. Not a song, but a cry. Your blood is not worthy to touch the one and the all. My tail lashes left and right as I knock the softskins down. I summon the sunbright once again, and more crystals spike from the sand to pierce flesh. So you can hear my song after all. I am crude like them. I am violence. I am death. When I dream, I see only rage. I am no longer worthy of the deep dark, but I cannot stop. Only one remains. The softskin fumbles with a glowing thing of wood and metal. She means to kill me. A false sun blazes from the thing and punctures my hard shell, burning my insides. The light reflects inside my crystal, paralyzing me. I stagger in agonizing pain. I cannot move. I am broken. I am ended. A fading song rings in my mind. Almost. Almost. We are one. She aims her weapon again, and I shake with horror as I see the paling namestone strapped to it. Her weapon drains our life energy. They are wasting crystals to power their terrible song. I feel I will burst in fury and pain, but instead I pull strength from the ground. I cry out and lash with my sting, impaling the soft skin as she writhes like a worm. I grasp the rail and crush it with a claw. It crumbles to dust, leaving only the sky-white namestone. I hold the crystal in my mouth where it will be safe. I am here. We are one. I curl my stinger and she falls. Do not return. Do not take our namestones. We are not yours. We are all. We belong only to the deep dark. I leave her alive and she runs. She lives not with my mercy, but because I know she has heard my dream song, and she has no choice
I'm sure.
but to sing.
I'm sure she heard you, bro. I'm sure.
Welcome, ladies and...
I am sure she heard you, brother. Oh, poor Skarner, man. Yeah, lack of communication is going to be an issue, you know. You're an immigrant, people don't understand you, and they decide to just take your stones. It is what it is. Anyways, that's Skarner. Moving on to the next one.